Welcome back to Full Circle with Mikali. A very good morning to you guys. On our Changemaker segment, I told you guys earlier, we'll be hosting the founder of Future Uchi Initiative and the Billion Foundation, Billion Ojiwa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're sort of like a Robin Hood of some sort, you know, like that person uko kwenye kwa kijiji watu wako like nikiwa na shida na Johnny nani kama kuna vita mahali Billion anakuwa akipigania watu wake. So you're a social entrepreneur, you're a mentor, positive vibrations and making sure that people in your community like get the best that they can at that particular time. You've been doing this for how long now?
Since 2010.
Since 2010.
So for 11 years
11
now.
11 years. Hesabu naona kuna venye. Lakini ni sawa tu.
Nilikuwa nakaa nyuma kwa class.
So you also do something to do with music. You do so many things. Do you want to introduce yourself and say all those things? Because ndakuwa tu hapa nikisema.
So yeah, my name is Billion. I'm a community activist.
Yes.
So just pushing for social change in my community. So anything that, you know, makes my community better, I am in.
You're doing that.
Yeah.
And so there's Billion Foundation,
Yes.
Billion Music, Future Uchi Initiative. Which of these things came fast for you?
So the Billion Music family came first,
Okay,
and then
because
it transformed.
you are an artist as well.
Yeah.
Sijui kama tuko na hizo mapicha lakini ni sawa tu. Not
Ni
today.
drop.
Okay.
Maybe naweza kuwa na breakthrough kwa industry leo.
Si basi utoe ma lines. Uko na lines?
Nimesahau.
Okay, sawa. So the music came first.
Yeah, the Billion Music family came first. So I was just working with a few, you know, children who wanted to do music because the music I was doing, for them to sing along was not something that I liked. So I wanted them to just do their thing. So now the Billion Music family transformed to now the Billion Foundation, now handling different programs in the community.
Okay.
Yeah. So in between, it's when Future Uchi came. Yeah. So Future Uchi also came to just cover Mathare, but now we decided to open it up to other parts of the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Future Uchi, there's an interesting story to Future Uchi Initiative. Do you want to share that?
Yeah. We went to school with torches. You know, ladies were.
At the touches.
Yeah. Where, you know, your trouser has, you know, they've made the patches.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
until it has so many colors.
Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like a light. So I didn't see it as a problem when I was growing up, but now later, you know, things change. Yeah, people are growing, children are learning, things are opening up. So it being 10 or so years after I left school, it being a challenge, I felt it was time we address this issue. So we've been able to go to 50 schools.
Yes.
I've done over 5,000 uniforms.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So I go to the village and they bring me chicken. They say, wewe ndio ulifanya mtoto yangu akaenda shule na uniform. So it's so fulfilling.
So this happens, you go directly to schools, or for the Future Uchi is strictly kwa shule?
No,
Ama pia unapata individuals who you help directly?
No, we do mostly kwa shule, so we partner with schools because we want to do a number of students, so we don't want to do 2, 3. So usually we do 100 plus in schools, but even last month they know me as mtu wa kuvalisha watoto uniform, so their parents who came to the center to just want to get uniforms.
I saw that. So hawa ni watoto wako, uko na watoto wengi sana by the Billion. So this is one of those campaigns, Future Uchi, when you're going to schools and making sure that they are fully dressed. And so is there like a follow-up, because this needs a lot of money as well, Billion, so you need to also be able to find funding. So umejipatia kazi yenye ukisema ni mfuko yako peke yake unatoa, then you will not be able to do it. So how do you go about getting funding or involving people in this initiative?
So when we started, you know, we were pushing it on social media with Holiday and some other team. But now later, companies, organizations were using it as a CSR. So we had embassies wanting to do a CSR. So we created a platform for them to be able to do a CSR. So we do all the dirty work for them.
Yes.
But now they take the credit, and at the end of the day, the students get uniforms.
That is what it is. Well, that's what's important.
Yeah.
Because that was the aim of the whole thing.
Yes.
I'm going to take you to last year. Last year was a tough year globally. And Mathare notwithstanding, I mean, it was hard hit. There are slums in there. And that is where your offices, you operate from Mathare. It's not like you have an office God knows where and nakujanga tu kuangalia watu wa Mathare wanaendelea aje. So you were in the middle of all of this, and we saw you do amazing things as a social entrepreneur to just make sure that your people are having an easier time during the pandemic. How was that? And you know, hata hizo ulitoa wapi? Wenyewe tuko tunateseka huku kwingine.
Yeah, I think it was one of the scariest moments in my life, because I wanted to balance between being home, because I was risking the lives of my family, but also I owed the community a lot. So I think it's the time that I decided that kama nitakufa kama nafanya kitu. So we went out and thank God that I didn't get sick all through. My friends, I remember going to meet a friend of mine who is a member of parliament, and when I got to his office, he said, "We kaa huko wewe utapata corona." So it was so scary, and I had to ask myself so many questions. But yeah, we managed to pull it through. So at the beginning, I started mobilizing the Matharians in diaspora to be able to provide the small we could. So guys were being caned with, they don't have masks. So I assembled the tailors who have been making uniforms for the Feature Uchi to be able to help us make masks so that we could provide for free in the community. Watu wache kuchapwa na polisi na kushikwa.
Yeah.
Then now, when we saw people starting giving food, and when we were giving mask, people would ask, na chakula?
Iko wapi?
Yeah, so also we reorganized ourselves, and I just love dignity. I love when you're supporting someone, you support them with dignity. So instead of making people to line for food, we decided to work with community shopkeepers. So we develop unique vouchers. We look for the vulnerable families, and then we give them vouchers. Then they redeem the vouchers at the shops. So it was also a way of supporting the local economy, because I love Mathare with all my heart. So I just wanted a way of, you know, having everybody operating, because the moment we're coming with food from outside, we're killing the businesses in the community.
So you get the shopkeepers to do what they do to make sure that wameleta unga ya ugali, and then unanunua kwa huyo shopkeeper, unapatia community. Okay.
Because you get, the profit margin is just 2 shillings or 5 shillings. So you cross the road to Isili where you get it cheaper with 2 shillings, but you're killing the mama. Next day we'll also start asking for the same ungas. So we gave water.
I saw that, because we're being told to be clean.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, and it's wash your hand everywhere. Every time. And we made children sing happy birthday 20 seconds. So it's not ile kawaida ya ukisonga. So we had to take time. And Mathare maji basi ndo hiyo pia. Hakuna. So what ulitoa wapi maji?
So we, through the partnerships, I worked with MasterCard Foundation. I worked with the German Embassy, who are friends of Mathare, friends of our center. I worked with the Matharians in diaspora. So we reorganized ourselves in different groups. So wherever there was no water, we would find a way of getting the water boosters wakikuja. And we had a deal. I went and negotiated with the watu wa maji, and they would give us water half price what they usually supply other places with. So it was interesting, but also challenging, because sometimes the much we could afford is two trucks a day. And then you go to areas, you're giving 2 trucks, you're on their last truck, but line imefika huko.
Na ni maji.
So
that happened, and we thank God the things that at least tulikuwa tunaona, and people were not quiet about this. It was picked up in the newspapers, in the news stories, and we could see. Would you say this also sort of like acted like a call to action for young people in Mathare? Did you see young people join you in this course as well?
I think it was a wake-up call to everyone. Young people, we felt like, you know, all along we've been saying, oh, this is our community, but there's nothing much we're doing in the community. But now this is our community, and we have to do something. So I would get people just reaching out, how can I volunteer, how can I help, how can I push, how can I support. It was also a wake-up call to the government too, because we've seen a couple of boreholes being dug. So it was
after this.
So
Okay.
so it was quite quite something. And with that, we've been able to also get organizations who wanted now to convert our volunteers to support them, because these people are living, they are paying their rents, but now there's no income. So we are able to also support the 100 volunteers that we had to be able to, every time they come to support the community, they also have something to support their own families with.
My goodness. So it's a whole chain that needs to be taken care of. When you look at the pandemic and what happened to us, even as a country, because you have very strong political views as well, what would you say is the take home or things that need to change, you know, for us to have a better time and to be prepared as a country for such situations?
I think, and I keep telling my people that, you know, leadership, we realized that leadership is important, because now it got to a point where we were vulnerable and we needed somebody to, you know, give us hope. Even if they're not supporting, they're there with us. But at that particular time, most of the leaders withdrew from their communities. Most of the leaders cut the links with the communities. So the most serious thing that we have to do, that we learned, and I hope it happens to other parts of the country, that leadership is important, and we have to have the right people at the right places, so that we have to develop solutions, because we were not prepared for the pandemic.
No, we were not.
So every week things were turning out differently, and through leadership we were able to transform, to, you know, come up with ideas that can support what we were going through at that particular time. And that is what communities like Mathare needs. Because, you know, our challenges are different from the challenges in Westlands. And when the government were addressing the nation, I don't think they were having in mind the places like Mathare. They were just talking of a country, thinking that all of us have food at home, thinking that all of us can wash our hands. So as communities, we have to really look into our issues and come up with the tailor-made solutions. And how do we tailor-make those solutions? They have to be somebody who leads that process. And I'm now pushing young people that you have to look for alternatives too. That, you know, we can't just be sitting pretty and
waiting for things to happen. And you've also showed something very interesting, that powerful as well, that leadership calls for service, because you were in the middle of things as people are doing press conferences, God knows where. You are in the middle of things, just making sure that your people are okay and they have what they need. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you.
You were struggling in politics. As we come to the end of this conversation, still are we going to be seeing you, you know, running, vying for a political seat in 2022?
I say, why not? I think the most important thing is trying to fix what needs to be fixed. And if we sit back and wait for politicians who are coming to use us to take the lead and have their priorities or our priorities upside down, then we'll keep complaining. So I am not saying I am running now, but what I am trying to say is that we have to fix what needs to be fixed. So if running for an office will give me a platform to fix what needs to be fixed.
So is there like a seat you're eyeing? You're not getting into that. I see how you are evading my question, but it's fine. So I'm just going to push some more. Is there a particular seat that you're looking at?
In 2014, when I was half my size, I ran as a member of parliament. So I don't see myself going lower than that, unless they offer me a deputy governor post. So that would be higher than that. But yeah, what I'm saying now, what is important is just making sure that my community is safe and making sure that the right things are happening in my community. If it will be through the position, well and good. If it will be through the things that I am doing because I'm still making an impact, well and good. I will sit down with my people and I will explain to them why I'm running or why I'm not running.
Absolutely. I love that. Billion, for everybody who'd want to changia, to be part of the movement and help when you're doing these activities for society, how can they get in touch with you?
So we have a hashtag called the Impossible Note. So you can be part of the Impossible Note movement. So I have my pages, the Billion Music Family. Then there's Okoth Billion Ojiwa. Those are my personal pages. Then the Billion Kenya, I think, on Instagram.
Yeah.
And Billion Ojiwa on Twitter. Just reach out. I love working and I love getting ideas from people.
Absolutely. All the best.
Thank you.
Keep on keeping on, and congratulations already on that political seat that you don't want to commit to. We're going to take a short commercial break. This is Full Circle with Mikali. We will be right back.